Dear Journal, I might be trying to operate my badly beaten Colorado 300 there, but what I'm also doing is creating a buffer for the adult content warning, so I don't just jump into what I'm about to jump into without giving you a chance to stop the video first. Right then, I saw this story on Reddit where this person stumbled onto a body while caching, and when the police showed up, they questioned them about the list of names in the container near the deceased. And with all due respect to said deceased, imagine being an investigator unfamiliar with geocaching called to where human remains are, and one of the nearby items is a piece of paper with a list of several dozen names. Obviously, the mystery would be solved with 1 or 2 Google searches, but initially, you'd probably think you just stumbled on the career-making case of the century with some weird cult that leaves symbolic trinkets and a list of people and dates. Instead it's just the humble trappings of geocaching, but, well, I sympathize with you, Salamander Joe, for I sometimes fear geocaching in conjunction with whatever beings are in charge of fate will put me in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then, explaining geocaching to some flatfoot will just make me look weird because of how painfully aware I would be of how the whole thing looks. What were you doing back here, Mr. Skimbosh? Geocaching. It's a game where... And what are you doing at this stash, Mr. Skimbosh? No, it's a cache. And what do you receive this cache for? Drugs? No, it's not that type of cache. What are all these names on the list? I don't know, call geocache.com. I'm sorry, it's that last line that gets me, and I'm going to use it as a stock answer to all geocaching questions. Can you explain the terrain and difficulty rating system to me? I don't know, call geocache.com. Moving on, I wanted to talk about something only geocachers would understand, but I wanted to do it while finding a cache. I'm just waiting for the GPS to warm up for a lunchtime find. Journal, I'm waiting for my GPS. It's getting jiggy with the satellites right now. I know I just marked my age with that statement, but back there's a cache. I came over here just to have a sit down and wait, and there is a disc. Rookie mistake. Not writing your name, email, and phone number on a thing that you lose out in the middle of nowhere for random strangers to find and call you back on. Oh, rookie mistake. Yeah, I'll get to the cache in 10 seconds. Let me just youthfully hop up on this stump and blast this disc into the faraway basket first try. Yeah. Do I consider this a find? I mean, technically, I believe this is the cache. This is at the coordinates. I got a lid. I got a container. The container's damaged. I don't think there's anything. Yeah. I've double-checked a little bit. Not much. This isn't supposed to be a difficult cache, but I'm going to go ahead and claim it as a find before I say I throw it out. Because, technically, I found it. It's just shit. Convince me I'm wrong. Luckily, there was a recycling can within visual distance, so I claimed the find, let the CO know what was up, and forgot about what it was I wanted to rant about at that time, so I tried again. This time while highlighting a wicked cache. At this 9/11 memorial, the Waypoint projection information for the final stage is actually one of the dedicated stones set in the ground, which is a really nice touch that gives that national treasure hidden in plain sight feel to the game that I do so enjoy. Probably cost at least 50 buckaroos for that. It was too windy and close to traffic to hear my rant, and well, we can't have that, so allow me to repeat it verbatim while looking at some old footage of me looking for a cache and some rocks. Imagine, if you will, you've just placed your first cache and you put some blood, sweat, and or tears into it. It's been published and you eagerly await notification on your phone for the first found it log of your hiding career. Suddenly, Shaka Khan, come on baby, come on, Shaka Khan, or whatever your notification sound is, I'm just guessing, and there she blows. Your first log. It reads, "Hey everyone, I'm Mark Waypoint and I love geocaching. I was born in Nashville underneath a full moon. Dire Straits was playing on the radio." And then you proceed to read a bunch of crap about them, the struggles they went through in life, their fine count with milestones, ASCII art of their dog, their specific itinerary for the day, and then, at the end, there's a line, "Hey, thanks to all the COs for placing the caches, you're great!" Now, that was a bit of an amalgamation. As far as I know, Mark Waypoint isn't a real person, just an artificial entity that lives inside my GPS, and only I can hear what he's saying about how I should arrange the tinfoil. But I assure you, my amalgamation is not an exaggeration, and it chips my trackables a little bit. I get copy-pasting a response because you found 200 bison tubes in one day, but why does it have to be so long? Is there a souvenir out there for making the CO read a wall of text unrelated to your cache? Get a blog, or make videos and spam them across all the niche forums. Remember, this is all just my opinion. Nothing against it in the rules, so you whimsical word freaks keep doing what you're doing. I know I framed it from the perspective of a new hider, but my ire stems from the fact that I frequently scour the logs for clues, and your damn text dumps are getting in the way of my timely acquisition of those clues when I'm knee-deep in mud and thorns. So, if you're new and you happen to be watching, there's a simple, unspoken formula that I and many others follow in regards to how detailed our logs are. The amount of enthusiasm and verbosity involved is directly proportionate to how much enthusiasm and care you put into your cache, because I think the average geocacher can tell if love was put into the design, or finding a lovely or interesting location, or a crafty puzzle, etc. You put a cache made from an Altoids tin on a guardrail by the dumpster at the 7-Eleven, you get a 4-letter word in your log. Not that one, I mean TFTC. You make a cache where you have an engraved brick with coordinates to another stage, and then you put that brick amongst other engraved bricks at a memorial. Well, then I'm gonna have to put some thought into what I say, or make sure I mention the bits that I thought were cool or entertaining. I understand that people play the game differently, and one man's guardrail cache is another man's challenge and all that, but let's face it, they're just some shitty caches out there, and no one wants to spend a lot of time and words logging those, do they? So, recap. 1. Have you ever been in the wrong place at the wrong time because of geocaching? And are you a cop? Because if you're undercover, and I ask you 3 times, you have to tell me, man, that's the law. 2. Would you claim that empty Tupperware container that you just threw out as a find? If not, why not? Is this your throwing disc? I left it underneath the trunk area of that massive fallen tree by hole number 8. 3. What's up with the big walls of copy-pasted text in found it logs? You getting paid by the word? Also, is that worse than a log that says more later that sat that way for 5 months? What's up with Shaka Khan these days? I feel for her. 4. Do you use the unspoken yet now spoken formula I mentioned in regards to detailed logging? I said many others follow it, and I need you to make me look like I know what I'm talking about, so just say you do. 5. What's a good way to end this entry? Answer, I don't know, call geocache.com. Yeah, I'm gonna run that into the ground in the next few days.